Hello and welcome back to Jim in the Pulsating Mass. Today we're going to be going into this little mini dungeon because we went there before, weren't quite strong enough for the snake. So we're going to try that again. Because now we're far stronger than we were before. So it's time to go through claustrophobia land again. We're also way stronger than we need to be as well, so... nothing really lasts very long right now. So this boss is probably going to be a lot easier this time. But yeah, when we first came here, the main thing with this game is when you can first unlock these kind of mini dungeons, they're often far too strong for you, but then you can just come back later and completely dominate the area. So here we go, going further down through this little thing. So let's head further down, shall we? Through the little squeezy hole. I do quite like this section of the dungeon though, it's a very effective way to get across the whole claustrophobia thing. As I mentioned the first time we were here, each of these dungeons does represent an anxiety or common fear that Jimmy is going through. I quite like how even the slime has trouble getting through by the time it gets to this section as well. So let's finally take care of this snake and see what happens when we do so, shall we? Let's see how much damage it takes this time, how badly it falls apart, we'll see. Yeah, this isn't going to take nearly as long, or be nearly as difficult. Because it's already nearly dead. Yeah, the squeezing's going to do a lot less damage as well, because last time we could barely stand like 2 hits from this guy. And now his chomp's doing a lot less, everything's doing a lot less damage. Now we can move forward finally. That's a place for us to teleport out, but let's not do that yet because we have these toy boxes to investigate first. Some bad sneakers. Slightly reduced attack will greatly increase our agility. So we'll be attacking way faster with those. We've also got a slab of beef for the treehouse. And double-sided coin. Increases the luck. Now we'll leave. And now that we've finally completed a mini dungeon, it'll be time to actually go to the last area we unlocked. Not this, obviously, I'm just kind of refreshing my health. It's just across the bridge. And also we have a lot of experience, because of course I've leveled up a lot off screen. But we're currently at level 20, and all of our imagination skills are level 15 now. So we have a bunch of very useful abilities we can use. So now Jimmy can heal people, and he can also use Sunshine, but let's just check his stats just to get an idea. Yeah, his magic attack is way too low for that to be much use, so let's swap that out for something a bit more useful. The bear's Fierce Growl. And of course we'll also be changing Jimmy to the bear. Once I've seen what he has to say about mute notes. Yeah, it's not a very pleasant place. Oh. Didn't mean to leave it there. So let's explore, shall we? This time Mr. Grouse isn't running the bank, that's interesting. Because now he has his own office. Things are going pretty well for him now. Yeah, something about Mr. Grouse doesn't seem very right anymore. I'm an idiot because I kept misreading his Spite is a bear, but he's a grouse, he's a bird, I'm an idiot. Whoops. But before we deposit our money, let's see what use there is elsewhere. Yeah, this guy will be useful later, but not quite yet. We can't go in there, unfortunately. Let's see what's for sale. Some pretty good items for all the characters. So let's get Jimmy a yo-yo. A knuckle duster for Buck. The knockoff handbag for Helga. Cat claws for Jonathan. And it seems fitting to put Buck in a pinstripe suit. I'll get Jonathan Black Spiral. Also buy the toy box. And the rocking horse, and that's fine for now. Let's get changed into these, shall we? Of course, it greatly increases Jimmy's magic attack, which is nice. Yeah, his magic attack's the highest, so we'll give him Black Spiral. There's not really anything else to do, so let's go into Wolf Dog. It seems Mr. Marvelous has a brother. Quite a lot of siblings. And here's Timmy, he's come too. I like Timothy being kind of like, I like all these characters being recurring and being kind of mainline characters that just keep showing up. It helps tie the adventure together. And also it's fun to see these characters evolve as well. Let's see what the information guy has to say. Oh, no information. Let's see what Jorgen has to say. Captain Fish seems a bit rude. Oh, nothing. Okay, that's a shame. We have one of the Knights of Legato. Clearly quite a lot of musical drama going on here. It's quite an opera. I'm kind of curious what happens if I try this. Yeah, nothing special for inside here, which is a shame, but yeah. So we're actually approaching the point where we start discussing the central metaphor of this game. Not quite yet. Let's see what book has to say. Fair enough. Oh, there's what Jonathan has to say as well, actually. Didn't notice him there. Let's take our show, shall we? Well, that's worrying. So yeah, we have a murder mystery on our hands. So that's worrying. We've got a couple of murders now. I like that Jonathan kind of like runs on toxic positivity, given that he's meant to be a children's show host. I also like as well that Helga seems to blame us for the violence, like we put it in here on purpose because of something we watched. Which, given this is a dream he's having, probably isn't that far off. So let's see what's over to the left now then, if we can. Past what's left of the information guy. So it's just a matter of figuring out the trigger to be able to actually advance this part of the story. Ludwig is pretty funny. I love Jimmy's, like, very childish idea of what criminals are like. There's clearly something here. Something that keeps brushing past us. It's really torn open the vent as well. It's just a matter of figuring out how to get into the ducts now. So clearly we already knew it wasn't anyone in here. Because we did feel something brushing against our leg. So it's time to figure out how to progress this now. That's clearly not the way. But he did mention leaving. Here we go. We remember him, don't we? Welcome to our encounter with the first true agents of the Pulsating Mass. And here's where we'll start discussing the actual main thing, the main metaphor behind this game. The Pulsating Mass, I'm sure you've guessed by now, is a form of cancer. And the dog is quite important to the way that's described, because he has a very specific kind of pattern of behaviour. The first thing that happens is you see a kennel suddenly showing up on the outside of Jimmy's house that no one thinks anything of, but no one remembers building there. That kennel is actually, of course, a tumour, but at that point it's benign. And of course, the next thing that happens is you see the dog beginning to develop. The dog's paw starts coming out of the doghouse and feeling around. And then the dog leaves and starts causing problems. Or at least starts actively causing problems anyway, because of course, the dog is the tumour no longer being benign. It's becoming active, and the cancer is now metastasizing. That's why there's so much of a focus on corruption throughout this game, on things being corrupted, because of course that's what cancer does. It gets into the cells and turns them towards its own ends. That's what it tried to do with Punch Tanaka and inevitably failed. But in a way it's doing it to everything. And this is also where Jimmy's forms come in as well. These forms are how he sees himself, and the bear ties it all together. The bear, of course, is fury, it's anger, it's his frustration at the situation he's in. He's dying and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Of course he's angry internally, and the bear is that coming forth, but also remember how the bear is described as well. When the bear first wakes up in his little dream about it, its breath stinks, its muscles are all aching. These are not normal symptoms of just waking up. These are symptoms likely of chemotherapy. He's releasing a lot of bad smells because of his body trying to fight off this awful thing, and this whole mess he's in. Hence also the revolting blob. That is Jimmy not being particularly nice to himself, but that's kind of how he sees himself. He doesn't think about other people not seeing him that way. They don't care about the smells he's releasing, but he's clearly embarrassed about it. There's also, of course, the bird being all the pent-up energy he has that he's not able to release because he can't move his body properly. And also the flower, which is very important to this whole situation as well, because the flower is basically, it's how Jimmy's trying to cope with everything. It's essentially, the flower is Jimmy trying to keep everyone else positive at the expense of his own health. He's not letting them see his true nature. He's not letting them see how angry and upset he really is, because he's trying to look after everyone else, because that's the kind of person he is. And that is the primary metaphor of this game. That's what the Pulsating Mass actually is, and we'll see how everything else leans into that as the game goes on. But this is where the game starts to make it really obvious. Because also part of the reason I wasn't discussing it earlier was because I think the game's deliberately being cagey about it, because the way I kind of see it, cancer is something people don't like to talk about. Even if it's obvious, even if everyone knows it's happening, no one likes to talk about it. And of course, something important as well is the first thing the Pulsating Mass tries to do is stop Jimmy finding out about it. It tries to stop him getting to the west, to the decaying lands, because it doesn't want him to know it's there. It doesn't want him to fight back. It wants him, as he mentions on the mothership, to just hang out at home and just slowly die. That's what it wants to do to him. But now he's not letting it do that. He's found out about it and he's fighting it. And now things are going to get a whole lot worse for him because of that. Because of course, fighting back against cancer is one of the most painful things you can do. But this is the first stage of us doing so. Taking out the dog. Now the dog's defeated. So let's go back into Wolf Dog and see what happens. So clearly we need to speak to the sailors. Luckily the band all survived, so that's nice. And of course, the first agent of the Pulsating Mass being a dog is important, but we won't find out why till later. We've got one of the knights back though, that's nice. Frank's not a smart man. He's not a very smart tuber at all. Before we move on though, let's quickly nip back to the bank. Because we have a lot of money still. Oh, the bank's currently closed. That's a little annoying, but fine. Yeah, he's currently he's too busy to run his own branch now. But he's getting bigger, it can't really help that. Not quite, I want to talk to the third person first. So let's set sail, shall we? Seems something's happened between Jonathan and Jimmy. Yeah, this is a very weird area. So before we start fully exploring this area, let's quickly... Yeah, he's kind of homesick here, but let's switch back to the blob so we can just get some imagination experience for him. Because now the bear's a little ahead, which is nice, we got the extra strength, but yeah. It's the fish again. Not really much we can do here right now. There's a lot of very strange things in this area. Like these plants. It's a strange area, really. There's a lot of strange monsters, too. Let's see if any of them have anything to steal, actually. Nope. Nope. Big cheese. That sounds nice from the weird set. That makes sense, we are one of weird enemies. Yeah, these guys are doing quite a bit of damage, but we'll be careful. This guy's of course resistance to physical attacks. This is why I'm glad we have Jonathan, because now we need something we can use. Now we need to use magical damage, not physical. So that's why we have Sunshine. Yeah, these tramps have been quite nasty. I just want to try and move this actually, see what it does, because it looks like it has arrows. Clearly that's something, but it's not anything we can really do anything with right now. Of course, we need to get across a gap. Switch to our little friend here. Don't use that very often, because it really doesn't come up very often. Ooh, we've got a new weapon. It's quite powerful. Lower magic attack, but Jimmy doesn't really have any magical attacks right now that are much use, so we'll keep that on for now, because that's more useful right now. Because that means he'll have quite high physical attack while not the bear. These little plumes of smoke though are quite, Ooh, this guy's interesting. See if they have anything to steal. Especially while they're asleep. I don't know if that'll help, but you know. Yeah, they have weird bones! Skeleton Fop is quite a fun enemy, I quite like its design. But yeah, we can probably instantly kill it by stealing its bone, I quite like that. And we get a lot of money for doing that too. And of course, here's another thing we can move. But again, there's not really much use in moving anything right now. There's not so much we can really do. Of course, now we're here, back at this little area. And Timmy's here, that's nice. Yeah, the scripts are not very intelligent and they're quite violent. It's kind of cute that they don't understand money as well, but that's quite fun. The scripts enjoy nightmares as well, that's quite cute. And garbage. Well, that's concerning. Cute little ghost. Nothing to steal as usual, but let's go to the bear because it's just the most physically powerful thing we have. And see how head-on collision does. Well, he's a magnificent combo, and everyone else just kind of does what they can. He's undead, so sunshine seems like it'll work. Of course, it actually resists all physical damage. We need to be quite careful here. So we'll switch Jimmy to the flower instead, because the flower... Well, we can't do the flower yet, we're kind of stuck with the bear right now. Whoops. Let's at least use this time to heal some of other characters. So we might as well have the physical powerhouses be used for other things. Keep using magical damage on this guy. Almost one more turn, then we can come out to Flower and have some extra power going in there. Let's guard for now though. Because I'd forgotten that he was actually not quite immune, but I'd forgotten that he was strong to physical attacks. Whoops. Let's get to Flower, shall we? Because we need positivity to fight this guy. The sunshine. Try and startle him. So we might as well have him in some way useful. Let's just keep using whatever we can to just kind of keep whittling their health down. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe able to guess exactly what's coming up with this guy as well. Just keep having everyone use their best options at the moment, just to whittle this guy down. We nearly defeated him though. It's always fun and kind of annoying when you have an enemy that's immune to something that's so common as physical attacks. Because it means the fights generally take so long to do. But he's nearly dead now. There we go. A lot of experience though. And now we get to be him. Yeah, this form is Jimmy coping with the idea of death. By trying to kind of imagine the fun aspect of it. Being like the horror movie kind of fun. Because Jim is not just facing this in a metaphorical sense or anything like that, he's facing this in a very real sense. This isn't purely theoretical for him. But this form's quite useful. Yep, that's going to be quite useful. Boom! Little fireball. And also, as you might be able to guess, his biggest thing is magic attack. Let's check his skills, shall we? Ghost Fire, a lot of magical damage. A multi-enemy attack, which is very useful, because we don't really have those, really, for magical damage. Increase our attack, but also lose our MP a little bit. And then sacrifice MP for health. Sacrifice health for MP, which is quite nice too. There's a lot of very, like, this guy's clearly the magical damage MVP. And that's quite a useful thing. Now we have that fountain. Let's also actually meet the king as well. The chief, rather. Now we're on a rubber script, that's cute. I like the little TV in the skull. So, we'll be stopping that here, and I'll see you next time as we explore this area as the Fireball Jimmy. Goodbye. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and check out my Patreon as well. Speaking of, thank you to James Rossi for supporting me on Patreon.